for you. So
Thank
thanks
you.
for doing this. This is kind of
Yeah.
new.
Okay.
As I'm brainstorming with Ashley, she already told you, I wanted to just kind of jump on and talk about what you're going to be talking about next week.
Yeah.
So really, I mean, new construction, I think some agents avoid it because they don't understand it.
Right.
Edge has an amazing product. Every client I've ever worked with Edge loves it.
Yeah.
And every realtor that has worked with Edge love it. So anyway, you're coming into the office next week. So
Yes.
basically just tell me, and so by default, tell everybody else that we can share this with, what you're going to be talking about next week. And if I can think of a question or two, maybe to ask that make it a little bit more intriguing, because it may not sound like an exciting topic, but it really is, because they're missing a lot of inventory. So maybe start with that and then tell me what you're going to be talking about. Because I often think that where agents make a mistake is not contacting somebody like you,
Right.
to find out what else they're not seeing, because they're looking on the MLS and that's part of it, right?
Right.
How much are they missing?
Right. Well, I think what happens too, I might have a dozen lots for sale or even, 20 lots for sale for single family, and it may show specific floor plans on each lot, but all they're doing is giving you a preview of what you could do, not everything that is possible. They're showing you maybe a certain floor plan, but I can do 20 other floor plans on that same lot. And so, but because it might be a 4-bedroom, 2-story rather than a rambler, oftentimes agents will just skip right past that and move on because it's not what their buyer needs. And so I think that is a great point, being able to contact the agent and find out exactly what is doable on each of those lots, or even on townhome or condo inventory. I have things that drop all the time out of contract. I have things that aren't even listed on the MLS because they've just been released and they won't be listed until they're under contract. And so having someone you can reach out to at any builder is advantageous, because you can keep abreast of all the things that are coming online and all the different options. I had a client looking for a condo the other day, and I had none in Harriman. And he said the agent said he wasn't going to reach out to me, but decided to. And I had one drop 2 days later, and we wrote an offer for it and put it under contract. Had he not reached out, that never would have happened. Perfect. So as far as what I'm going to be teaching, well, I think first of all, we do miss a big opportunity if we don't look at new construction. Right now, I think that resale it's great to have those options. I also think that in a lot of cases, new construction can end up being less expensive for the client.
Nice.
And they can actually save money by using new construction over resale. And so I think that's one misnomer. People think, oh, well, if I want a good deal, I've got to go with something that's existing, that's already been lived in. And that's not necessarily true. In a lot of cases, I have a condo right now that I'm selling to a client for $320. And a condo just down the street from one of our other subdivisions is reselling for $364. It's the same product.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's important to note. Is the inventory that we have is always changing, but it's also going to be a little more flexible in price than perhaps resale might be.
That's a good point. And I don't want to go into too much what you're going to be teaching, but when you just said flexible in price, I think that's another thing agents miss. They see a list price with one option, one floor plan, one lot, and it's this much. It's like, oh, that's not in our price range or whatever, right?
Yes, exactly. Where, yesterday I met with a client who wanted a 3-bedroom rambler, and actually the lots that they had been looking at out in one of our Harriman developments, they were all 2 stories listed on the MLS. And I sat with them and showed them how we could easily do one of our ramblers on one of those lots. And that's all they wanted. But I didn't have any ramblers listed on available lots. And so they didn't think it was possible. So some of it, like we've talked about, is just reaching out to the agent and being aware of what our inventory looks like and how we can be flexible in moving things around to accommodate whatever the buyer wants to build.
Super cool. Super cool. So aside from that, what else do people need to come to this training next week at my office? This is Wednesday, May 10th, 11 a.m. It's going to be at my Draper office. We'll put some description in the link to register there. We've got a sponsor coming. We're going to have lunch. It's going to be a lot of fun. Our office is always fun, right, Janine?
Yes, it is. Always.
No, I love it. So what else can they expect to learn briefly, and maybe just tease them so that they come to the training?
Sure. Yeah. There's a lot of content that I'm planning. I was telling Ashley actually that I have a list of like 50 things that buyers should consider. It's a cheat sheet I've created over the last 8 years in new construction of things that maybe buyers don't even think about, and buyers agents don't think about or don't know. Like, do you want to insulate interior walls? Do you want your master bedroom to be insulated? Things, do you want 9-foot, ceilings with 8-foot doors, or do you want 6-8 doors? Things like that people don't think about, or what a 95% efficient furnace is. So I have a list that I'll be handing out to everybody so that they have things to discuss with their buyers that will help set them up as experts or mini experts in new construction, so that they can help guide their buyers through that process. I'm also going to talk about the relationship that the buyer's agent and the seller's agent can have and should have through this process, so that we can help the buyer not only love Edge by the end, but also love their buyer's agent and want to use them again and feel like that the buyer's agent was their wise guide through that process. So I'll talk about all the different stages of construction and the contract. And this will apply to many different builders, not just Edge. And so I think no matter who your agents are helping as a buyer's agent, they'll be armed with the tools, or better armed with the tools, to be able to go out and help their client and feel confident that they can help their client with new construction instead of looking at it like some alien thing.
Yeah, amazing. I love it. I think all agents should probably even start there, right? So, okay, speaking to you guys now, come next Wednesday to this training. We're going to have a link down below where you can register. Come learn more about Janine. Obviously, she's got a lot of energy, a lot of knowledge and insight. She's my preferred lender at Edge Homes, so maybe this will be yours too. That was a good wrap up, huh?
Thanks.